What's up, everybody? XCW 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Back with you for another video. Yes, I haven't uploaded in a really long time. I think the last video I did was one of my random videos I took when I was at Raw. Anyway, I'm back with you for tonight's TNA Final Resolution 2013 free on spikeTV. Just got over about an hour and a half ago, or half hour ago. I don't remember. It's been a while. So I'm going to do, as with all my reviews, I kind of recap it and kind of put my input on what they're doing and whatnot. I write down everything that happens. So, I'm going to get into it. We start off, Final Resolution with Magnus backstage asking this random guy if Dixie Carter or Jeff Hardy had checked in the building. And he said no, and so... And then they cut to commercial. Magnus comes out to perform an in-ring promo, which was very good, talking about how he's going to be TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I don't exactly remember. I mean, it's been a while. I have awful short-term memory. Then he calls out Hardy, you know, because apparently he's not supposed to be in the building, but he is. Whatever. And they have a nice little back and forth run segment and Magnus brings up his former Demons 10-10-10, where he sold out to win the TNA World Title, and then it kind of went out. Then they went to commercial break. There was a lot of commercial breaks and just let things happen. Come back and Kurt Angle's cutting this promo on how he's gonna beat Bobby Roode tonight. 2 out of 3 falls. He's going to win this and continue to show his legacy, to show that he is Hall of Fame worthy. If you don't know, back at Bound for Glory, I believe, Kurt Angle refused Hall of Fame because he said his career wasn't worthy of Hall of Fame. I like that TNA is starting to have their Hall of Fame, but it's kind of like top TNA stars that are just like there, and like Kurt Angle, he still has years left in the wrestling business. I'd say he's about 40, about John Cena's age, maybe older, and he still has a few years left in that tank. He's not ready to retire. So then we moved into the match. It's Kurt Angle versus Bobby Roode, 2 out of 3 falls, it's a good back and forth match. Roode gets the first fall right about 5 minutes in the match. Then they go back and forth. Angle gets the second fall. I believe it was either tap out. I can't remember if it was tap out or pinfall. But Angle gets the second fall. Final fall. Good back and forth contest. Bobby Roode just rolling him up and getting the pin, holding the rope. Bobby Roode won the best heels right now, especially going up against Kurt Angle and the current stuff he's in. So Bobby Roode picked the victory over Kurt Angle. I almost said Jack Swagger. Kurt Angle in the 2 out of 3 falls. That was your opening contest. Good back and forth match. Then we go backstage to JB, where he's recapping Feast or Fired, and you see Gunnar and James Storm, I believe. Yeah, it's Gunnar and James. No, it's Chavo. Chavo's back there talking about how Feast or Fired and whatnot, and Zema Ion comes in and kind of does a little thing and basically that's that. He goes and does a da-na-na-na, whatever Zema Ion does, whatever that freaking thing. Chavo's like, if you do that again, I'm gonna punch you in the face. And then they walk off. Then commercial hits. You go back to JB backstage again. There's like 6 Feast or Fire segments before this. Now there's one more Feast or Fire segment before they actually got the Feast or Fire. And this one's 2 of 3. This one you saw JB waiting outside the Feast or Fire door, and there is, I believe it was a EC 3 on this one. No, this one was Storm and Gunnar. Storm and Gunnar come out, and there's still there's tension building between them at this moment. You know, I hate to say it, but they're gonna break them up. Storm and Gunnar are gonna feud someone somewhere within the next year, whether that's right away or further down in the future. Storm and Gunnar are going to feud in 2014. Then you have Angle after losing. He's debating, does Bobby Roode have my number or not? You know, that is kind of the whole point of that segment. Then we go to JB backstage, and here comes EC3, Ethan Carter III. I love this talent. I love what they're doing with him. Formerly WWE star Derek Bateman, who was on NXT season 2. And then he was on NXT season like 6 when they were like starting to progress storylines there, and then they turned it to developmental to get rid of SCW. But he's there hanging out. Then he gets a call from Auntie Dixie Carter, TNA president, and he's trying to figure out if there's any way, if there's a fire in that case, is there something that they can do? And Dixie's like, yeah, the cases are sealed. I don't know what's in them. I don't know what. So that and EC3 kind of has a couple segments after that. Yeah, I kind of skipped through 2 of my points. Yay. Then we had an EY, Eric Young and Joseph Park's in-ring segment. Before this, EC3 segment. EY is backstage. They do this little interview. EY is back there with, he's got this steel chair. You know, you can tell it's a steel chair. You know, he's not wrapped it very good. But he's like, I got some Christmas presents for Joseph Park. I'm gonna bring him these gifts, and I'm gonna remind him of the good old days. So they have their in-ring segment. He brings out all these weapons, the steel chair, the thumbtacks, the barbed wire. But there's one thing. He does it. He's like, I got one more gift for you, Chris. Well, not Chris, but Joseph. He's like, it's under the ring. Go get it. Then Joseph Park goes up, you know, looks under one side, kind of looks on the other, and he's like, oh, it's right there in the middle. Then he pulls it up. I should have mentioned this earlier, but at the beginning, he says, okay, I got you a match. It's gonna be Bad Influence, Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels versus Joseph Park next week on Impact in a Monsters Ball. And yeah, anyway, back to what I was doing. That was before this. My slip. And he goes out, reaches under, gets that, sees it, and he's like, and he gives it this odd look, and pulls it out, and it's Janice. Janice, Abyss's girlfriend or whatever, that sick nail bat or nail board or whatever they want or whatever it is, that he used on RVD like 2010 to take him out for like a year, and he was kind of hesitant at the beginning. You know, I'm not gonna take this match. I'm done. I'm done with this. And he finds this bat, and you just see his face light up. I know this segment was very, very scripted and very, very out there, but just the way that Chris or Joseph Park, Abyss, his face just lit up like, oh my god. And he's like, I'll take it. I'll do the match next week. And if you don't know, I'm gonna tell you now, but they kind of, you know, they've been going, Abyss they left him on a cliffhanger. Heck, he's TNA TV champion right now. There hasn't been a TV title defense on TV for like a year since I started doing the road shows, and Abyss kind of just magically floated off into the distance after they started the shows of park stuff, which was good. They needed the Abyss, Chris, or whatever. He needed his, they needed to change that. You know, they couldn't really change up Abyss, but they could make a new character that was exactly just like, that was like, oh, this is Abyss's brother. And he's here looking for his brother. He gets involved in wrestling and whatnot. Awesome segment between these two. Then we move into our feast, or then we have another feast or fired segment. Like, after the break, we will open these cases and whatnot. And then you cut to the locker room where you have Hardy and Samoa Joe just talking it out. Joe's kind of accusing him, what, did you sell out this time? Did you sell out again? And Hardy's just like, I'm not going to give you an answer. You won't need to know. Then we finally get to the Feast or Fired segment. I believe this is actually the quickest they've ever revealed the cases in a while. I mean, this is the first time they had done it in like 4 years, I think. And then we have Zema Ion opening the case first. He opens it up, gets a TNA X Division title shot. Congratulations to Zema Ion. He deserves that title shot. He still hasn't been champion for a while, but maybe they're trying to build something between the Bromans, you know. Bromans are current tag team champions. Who knows? Then Gunnar with the elaborate sell of not only Gunnar but James Storm pops open his case. He gets a TNA World Heavyweight title shot. Gunnar hasn't been in the TNA World title picture in a long time. I think he was in BFG a couple years ago, but that's about it. Then EC3 and Chavo Guerrero are left. Ethan Carter III. I want to say Eric Carter III for some reason. They popped open it, and here you have Ethan Carter III coming away with the World Tag Team title shot, and you get Chavo Guerrero being fired. Congratulations to EC3. I feel sorry for Chavo. Here, at my house, we currently only have one bathroom. It just happens to be upstairs, and this wall, it's right near this wall borders the bathroom. So, Chavo Guerrero getting fired, and Sting interrupts. Before they revealed the last two cases, Sting interrupts. It's like, hey, I'll take that case from you. I'll put my career on the line. And kind of pumps up Chavo, you know, has stuff been handed to you and blah, blah, blah. I believe that segment is up on TNA's YouTube channel. Go check it out. It's hard to explain. Then EC3 and Sting kind of have a segment going back and forth. And after the case is revealed, Chavo's over there like, oh, fuck. You know, oh, I just got fired, whatever. Then Sting and the Carters kind of have a back and forth. I'm having a feeling that they're going to have Ethan Carter III feud with Sting for a little bit and maybe force him into a tag team title match, which is what they kind of did with Samoa Joe and Kevin Nash back in 2008. They were kind of feuding together, and then they end up having a tag team title match. Didn't win the tag titles, but yeah. Then we move into a Magnus backstage segment talking about what he's gonna do in the TNA heavyweight title match tonight. The debut of Dixie Lattice tonight. I gotta say, it was kind of an awful match, but I'll get into that later. Then we have Lady Tapa and Gail Kim versus ODB and returning last week, Madison Rayne. Good match between these four knockouts. Awesome match. They actually gave it time. It's like it was the go home match before the main event. Awesome. That was an awesome match. And Madison Rayne and ODB picking up the victory I believe Madison Rayne actually pinned TNA Knockout Champion Gail Kim. Then we cut backstage to Jeff Hardy and Sting, and Sting basically, Hardy's like, well, if you want an answer, I'm not going to give it to you. It's like, you don't have to answer to me, you don't have to answer to Magnus, you don't have to answer to Joe. You just have to answer it to your creatures. That was basically the point of that segment. Then then they cut to the one and only Impact 365 segment they had on tonight's Impact. It was Rockstar Spud and Dixie Carter in the segment in apparently Dixie's house on how you better find somebody that will create me a TNA world title, because without the world title I'm not gonna be here. You know, it's not. I won't have something to award to the winner of my match of Dixieland and the title tournament. Then you go into Jeff Hardy comes in the ring. He gets on the mic and says, yes, I did sell out then, but that was the old me. This is the new me. I'm here to win the TNA World Heavyweight title for my creatures. And then Dixie Carter showed up. I gotta say, Dixie Carter is one of the most hated people in wrestling right now. I'm sitting millions of miles, thousands of miles away from her, and I just want to jump through my TV and slap that bitch in the face. That's how fucking hated she is. She thinks I built this company. It's my company. Nobody matters. AJ Styles didn't build this company. Lance Storm didn't build this company. Bobby Roode didn't build this company. Eric Young didn't build this company. Abyss. I could name a million TNA guys that have been there. Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, the Bad Influence. Them guys, they have been around since literally day one of TNA. They have stuck with it. They're TNA pioneers. Heck, Chris Sabin has been almost around since day one. He's a TNA original. Those are the guys that built TNA, and that's why everybody hates Dixie. But Dixie, in her mind, in this character, she ignores all these fans. The boos, they're cheers. Or the cheers are boos to her. That was an awesome in-ring segment, especially because that segment between her and Hardy, you know, I don't care what you have. I don't care about your fans. I don't care about your wife and kid. I want you to be my champion. Then that throws them off enough, and then we come back. Magnus enters, and we have the start of our Dixieland match. As I said earlier, awful match. Awful match. They needed to have something different, but not this. The only thing that was really good is, WWE doesn't do this, but TNA does. In the side of their steel cage, they have holes for the cameras to look at the ring, which I think is an awesome idea. And Jeff Hardy drives through, almost gets through one of the holes for the camera. That would have been awesome. Then Magnus would have had to be playing catch-up if they just would have done it. Because you had to go up and over the cage. But there's this slip through. Then you know, to just have Jeff Hardy going through it, and then as soon as you got Jeff Hardy up on one side, you got Magnus up on the other. Jeff Hardy's the farthest away from the rim. Magnus is the closest away from him. And during the match, sometime during the match, EC3 comes out and just attacks Magnus. It just attacks him. Then Jeff Hardy finally realizes that this is the chip that Dixie Carter is playing. She wants me to turn on my creatures and side with her. And you had then Twist of Fate out of nowhere, which actually there's two Twist of Fates in the cage. One Hardy Twist of Fate, like Twist of Fate stunner. I gotta say, that's an awesome move. He did the twist of fate, and then when he landed, he kind of landed with that, like, stunner look. He didn't face plant him. He kind of bounced him off his shoulder into the corner into another one. Anyway, back to the match. Twist of fate to EC3 on the outside. Then, twist of fate to Magnus on the ramp. Jeff Hardy, so close to grabbing that TNA World title. Here comes right Rockstar Spud out of the back, pushes the ladder over, and Jeff Hardy, he's fallen off of a million ladders. I've seen some of his ladder bumps, and they're crazy, but this one fell, didn't even take the bump right. Boom, knocked out. I would hate to see what would have happened as my computer goes black if he wouldn't have been knocked out. Like, you could literally tell he hit his head that hard. He was knocked out cold. There was no way he was going to get up. And you have Magnus, I went blank for a minute, Magnus picking up the victory in the first ever Dixieland match. That was Impact, guys. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. You know I always want to hear from you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't, which is over here. Please subscribe if you haven't. Remember, check out my Facebook, Twitter, and Google. Well, I don't have Facebook, Twitter. I don't have a Google+. But check out my Facebook, my Tumblr. I believe my Instagram link is in the description. Check those out. I can always use more followers. Anyway, until next time, guys. Peace out.